Okay, this is your opportunity to ask questions, and don't be shy. Let's see a show of hands for those who would like to have something to say. I'll begin with this young lady here. Give your name if you would, so we can know who you are.
I'm Bobby Bowman. I live in Franklin County. My husband Lloyd Kleinman, and we're very involved with the LEO activity. And I was wondering if John, would you give some information to the rest of the people here about what is being done with regard to Ameren?
Is that the coal ash situation?
Yes, with the coal.
Let me preface that by saying Patricia Shuba, who's the president of LEO, is here, and
Well, I know
she knows a lot more than I do, but I think what's the way to understand what Ameren is doing is Labadee, as well as Rush Island and Jefferson County and Merrimack and St. Louis County are old coal plants that do not have modern pollution controls. You go to most of the United States, coal plants have things on them they call scrubbers, which remove SO2. SO2 causes asthma, and it causes the creation of these small particles called PM2.5, because they're particulate matter that's 2.5 microns or less in diameter. And that's the stuff that kills you, because that's the stuff you can see doesn't kill you because you don't breathe it deep enough into your lungs. It's the little stuff that you breathe deep into your lung, that's what gives you heart disease and lung disease. Ameren's game plan is to figure out how to avoid paying the true cost of burning coal and externalizing the cost as healthcare costs for all of us. And I think what Leo and what y'all are doing in Franklin County is so important is saying that Ameren has to show the true cost of what they're foisting on us, and the true cost of the coal ash that's going into the ground and polluting the drinking water in Franklin County, the sulfur dioxide that's coming out of those stacks, the mercury that's coming out of those stacks. One statistic people should know, in the United States today, 1 out of 6 women have a level of mercury, of childbearing age, have a level of mercury in their blood so high they're discouraged from breastfeeding. 1 out of 6. Which is pretty astonishing. And another advantage of putting modern pollution controls on is in St. Louis, that is union work. And each scrubber is about $600 or $700 million worth of work. That's a good thing. Air pollution controls not only improve public health, but they create jobs, they create good paying union jobs that are family wage jobs. So I think what Leo is doing is critical. But even if you don't live in Franklin County, if you drink the water, guess where the water in your tap comes from? The Missouri River. Guess what's upriver? Labadee. So guess what you're breathing? Sulfur dioxide from the Labadee. So if you think that Ameren in that fight is for the people in Labadee, you're wrong. It's really all our fight. And thanks for what you guys are doing in Franklin County.
Any questions? Give us your name, please, and if you can direct the question to someone specific, that would be good.
I'm Pat McHugh, a retired St. Louis teacher. I have a general question. I've been saying this for 5 years. I want to see progressive organizations join in a once-a-week email clearinghouse where we can get our you-know-what together. I am so tired of getting 6, 7 appeals which are actually on the same subject. And this is where people just say to hell with it. We have to have some place where we can unite on these big issues, maybe not taking care of puppies or whatever, but the big, enormous issues. There needs to be a clearinghouse. I'm 77, I'm not the one to start it. But for heaven's sake, can't somebody, if the Republicans can join all the time, why can't we? And I have one other point. There have been studies just lately that every newborn baby, the umbilical cord has 200 plus toxins. So this is what the babies, this is what we're getting from the air, the water, the soil, what have you. So press on, Sierra.
I think Bob Edgar wants to address your first point.
Since you're a teacher, I want to teach you a new word. It's a word I invented when I was General Secretary of the National Council of Churches. There were 36 churches, different denominations, part of the National Council, representing 45 million people and 100,000 congregations. Every one of those denominations wanted to end poverty, but only if they got credit for it. We could end the poverty that kills if we did exactly what you said. And the word I invented was ego disarmament. I think individuals have egos, and I think organizations have egos. What you're suggesting is really important, I think, for particularly the progressive community, is we've got to deep frame these issues. Our passions run very hot. I mean, I'm an environmentalist. I learned words like electrostatic precipitators and hyperbolic cooling towers when I was a member of Congress. And I like the environment, I like women's issues and children's issues and justice issues. But I think your idea of getting together periodically, deep framing issues, looking at some specific things, and my guess is if we had an ego disarmament summit on some of these issues, let our egos outside the door, deep frame the issue, accomplishing those issues, there'd be enough credit to go around for everybody.
If we had every week, people would look to it, rather than show up for some big hoo-ha.
And that's weekly spelled W-E-E-K.
I think we had a question over here. Name, please, and address your question if you would.
First of all, my name is Janine Moloff. I am a speech pathologist in the St. Louis City Schools and a proud member of AFT 420 and the NEA. I am proud to say that I also, in my secondary career as an online journalist, one of the, quote, union thugs that snapped 6-foot Adam Sharp's camera supposedly out of his hand. I couldn't even reach it beyond 5'3". But that truth never stopped them. I write for several publications, including periodically Huffington Post and now UK Progressive. Two things that I want to say. First of all, I think your idea is phenomenal. Secondly, I mean, here's the thing. We've tiptoed around all night. The corporatocracy, the plutocracy, as Moyer suggested, let's just call it what it is. These people want to destroy democracy and make sure it never rises again. They are royalists. Call them what they are. Let's actually get bold about our terminology, stop pussyfooting around, because they're not going to be nice with us. So I'm just saying plain out. The thing I have about the coal ash, I'd like to speak to you, sir, because I'm the writer who wrote the article called Keystone XL Pipeline Coke Industries of BP on the Prairie, and I'd like to speak to you about the coal ash issue and do an article on that. I think that has very important ramifications for our children. St. Louis City, for instance, not just our mercury and arsenic, but we have the highest lead poisoning rates in the entire country. And it's not just paint. It's coming from the smelter at Herculaneum, and it's also coming from, oh, help me out here, the other plant. It's in the ground, actually. Our children are poisoned from the second they are born, and it gets worse every year. So scapegoating teachers is very convenient to hide their crimes. We need to not only take your idea, but we need to create an actual task force, but an active one, and make workable teams. All right, take a page from what conservatives are doing, at least in terms of team building, and pick people that really know what they're doing, people that, they know what they're doing on the team. But I wanted to thank Bob Edgar and the entire panel, actually, I see my colleague Byron, because if we don't save democracy, it won't last a decade. We're in a war, folks, and we gotta win because democracy's worth saving.
John, if I can just make a quick comment. You love one of the bumper stickers that Common Cause has. It's only our people take back our democracy. There's some of them out on the table.
We have a couple of questions up here.
I'm Marlene Bricker, and I live in Baldwin, Missouri. So I have a question about local and state politics. It's very easy to follow the national politics because, you know, ALEC Grayson and all the folks that we want from the other areas, we always see them on TV and hear so much. So here's my dilemma. I have to say I'm really ignorant on state politics because I don't know where to find it. I mean, like where I live, you know, one of my neighbors said we were really brave to put a Barack Obama sign out on our lawn because it's a pretty Republican area. So I would like a cheat sheet. So I would like it if somebody from St. Louis could put together a list of the progressives. You know, so if it's somebody from Kirkwood, we can't vote for them anyway. We have to vote within our own district. I have no clue who to vote for, and besides, even if I vote for them today, it doesn't mean when they get to where they're going tomorrow that they're going to have anything that we want done anyway. So
I want to try and take that one if you like. You're with Progress Missouri back there. Progress Missouri and my friend Sean Nicholson, who helps work on this, they do a good job of every day combing through the media for the state, and they keep us up to, and they're listed there. It's worth checking them out. They also have a link to exposing ALEC. And I just have to piggyback on all this. What you said is exactly right. We're all here. We've all worked together in different fashion in some place. I see folks out there that I know from different places. We have the people, we're the 99%. We do have to find a way to make this happen and continue to work together. And I didn't mention one bill that Chris told me to, and I should have, and that's the charter school bill. It's almost funny how bad this bill is. It was sold as being an accountability bill, but the accountability is left to the sponsors, and it opens, you'll love this, Dave, it opens the sponsorship to not-for-profits. So the Walton Foundation, ALEC, Applied Scholastics, which is a Scientology front group, all of them can open charter schools if the governor doesn't veto this bill, which I hope he does.
Don, again, if I can make one more comment.
Of course.
Where's the lady from Baldwin?
There we go.
Hey.
Susan, God bless you.
West County Democrats. Yes, there are.
Exactly what I was going to say. West County Democrats is a fantastic organization that does just what you asked for. So go on the net, look up West County Democrats. The meetings are well run. They're well publicized. It's excellent.